All right. So first things first, we got to make sure my mic is being picked up because right now my computer's just being antsy about levels lately. So I'm gonna double check to see if we're live first, and then we'll get started. So please just stand by. Levels. There we go. All right. So we are live right now. Excellent. Perfect. Good. We'll check one more time. There we go. All right, we're live. Good. Okay. So we're starting 10 minutes early. I wanted to go on Periscope, but I'm like, no, Periscope's going to be a pain in the butt. Matt Camper says, oh, you should use Google Hangouts. And lately, Google Hangouts, to be honest, is starting to remind me of how Facebook is, where you just don't have to show your face. You can just keep your audio, which I think is perfect. So, hello, everyone. I'm back in New York. Yay! Right? That's a good sign. I think there's the right soundbite for it if we can play it. Play it from the speakers. There we go. Here comes the soundbite. Expresses my happiness. Okay, so now that I'm back in New York, I have a lot I have to get done before I discuss this first topic, and that is, Andy, what did you do in Delmarva? Are you going back again this summer? Because didn't you mention that you did want to go back? Well, yes, I'm going back on August 11th. I'm making the announcement now. Saturday, August 11th, I'm going back to my parents' condo in Ocean City, Maryland, and then we're going back to the same hotel we stayed at this time in Dover because I think I mentioned this in the MTA server changes video I did. I mentioned that I did talk about the hotel I was staying at, that it makes the trip a whole lot less stressful, and believe me, yesterday was a whole lot less stressful because I have talked to you about what happened on my vacation. So here's what happened. So the first night is the 13th, right? Friday the 13th. Oh, what could happen on Friday the 13th? Well, I ended up going to a decent Chinese buffet. I really wouldn't recommend it in Rehoboth Beach. Now, if you want a good Chinese buffet in Delmarva, and if you really want to go out of your way, go to Ocean City, Maryland. I forget the name of the place right now. I'll pull it up on Google in just a second. But yes, I went to Chinatown Buffet on Friday, and that's where I talked about my apology to MTA Prodigy. I don't really want to talk about it again because you can watch the apology video for yourself. That's where I go more in depth about what happened. But so far, from what I'm making out, no matter what, Matt Camper is coming to the Wantua Station Tour on August 25th. I'm really hoping MTA Prodigy is still, if he's watching, he's still on board for that. I'll remind him when I get back. In fact, if Kevin is watching, Kevin, I'm coming, and I'll mention this to everybody. I'm coming back from Delmarva on, I believe, the 20th or the 21st, because my mom was mentioning it to me the night before we left to go back to New York, that she was saying, well, we might want an extra day. And I told her, well, Mom, I have to email Kevin and let him know we're doing the station tour when I get back to New York. So she says, do it on Wednesday or Thursday. You're still going to see him on the 25th. So I agree with my mom there. She wants to extend the trip. I told her, Mom, if you want to leave on the 21st to go back to New York, I'm all in for that. I don't really care. I mean, I like the hotel we stayed at anyway in Dover, but it's not a big deal delaying an email, right? Not a big deal. So, yeah, I should be back around then. But I'm in New York the next, today's 20th, so 1, 2, yeah, for about 3 weeks. So it's not too bad, I guess, right? I get to be home for 3 weeks. There's a lot I can do, which I want to talk about in this video when I want to accomplish. But the reason why I'm talking about my vacation now is because Monday it's going to rain, and I can't do a walk and talk on Monday in Auburndale if it's going to be raining all day. And plus, honestly, I need to get my Diet Coke at McDonald's. I need my caffeine, and I need my stuff at 7-Eleven. So that's why I'm talking about my vacation now. So, Friday. after the Chinese buffet, which Chinatown buffet, I really don't recommend it. I really don't. Don't go to Rehoboth Beach for a Chinese buffet. I went to Bethany Beach. I saw a Michael Jackson tribute concert. It was an excellent, excellent concert. Even though the performer did talk to the crowd a little bit too much, that's the only thing I did have a problem with. But it did sound like I was listening to Michael Jackson. So, yeah, it was good. And then Saturday and Sunday, I went to the Bethany Beach, not Bethany Beach, right? I went to Bethany on Friday. Saturday, I went to Rehoboth Beach on Saturday and Sunday. Now, Saturday, I saw a musician from Pittsburgh named Billy Price. He's been performing music now for 40 years, and he put on a good show. He really did. I think, to be honest, the crowd was more into the show on Saturday night than the Beach Boys concert on Sunday, which I'll get to in just a second. So, Saturday, I go out of my way to go to the Smyrna Diner. We've been going there for a while. It's a pretty good place. Not the best. It's not like Stargate and Seaford, which, unfortunately, I didn't go this time, which I'll get into why I didn't go later on, but yes, Saturday I went to the Stargate Diner. Sunday I went to Ruby Tuesday in Milford. And Sunday was a bit of a concern because if you remembered, I did a Periscope from Milford at the Walmart parking lot on 113, where Ruby Tuesday is. And there was an accident, and I shared some links in a video I did while I was away. And I will mention, I was happy I could still talk to you guys while I was on vacation. I found the time to do it. You see, the thing is, in Dover, I found time to do it. I'm not going to get into how or if or why my parents interfered with my videos, but that was a good weekend I had in Rehoboth Beach. And then Monday, I went to Jungle Gyms, water park. I've always loved going there for many years. And I actually went to IHOP. And here's the ironic thing. Tuesday was National Pancake Day. But I told my mom for dessert, and she laughed at me a little bit for saying this. I want the Belgian chocolate pancakes that they had at IHOP. So he's like, fine, you can get them because you're not. I told her, Mom, they got rid of the all-day breakfast at Golden Corral, which I'll get into that in just a second. But I told her, Mom, they're not going to have it. So she's like, fine, get the pancakes today. You're an IHOP. You might as well. You don't go to an IHOP that often. We don't go to an IHOP that often. But, yeah, IHOP was good. I'm not going to get into what I ate, but the highlight was the Belgian chocolate pancakes. And then came Tuesday. Where did Andy go on Tuesday? Well, Tuesday was interesting. Tuesday, I went to Aberdeen, Maryland. I went to Golden Corral. I'm not going to get into what I ate. I don't really like to talk about what I ate that much, but the only reason why I brag about IHOP was because Belgian chocolate pancakes. You can't get that anywhere else other than IHOP. I'm going to get text from someone. Keep in mind, as I do this, I may get text messages from random people. Matt texts me. Oh, okay, Matt. I'll mention the text message you sent to me after I'm done talking about my vacation. I promise, Matt. We have a lot to talk about, everyone, which includes the agenda. So, let me get back to what I was talking about. Right, I went to Golden Corral. Then I went to Christiana Mall for about a half hour. I just want to let everybody know right now, if you have children, please keep an eye on them in the mall, because I saw some unaccompanied minors, and thankfully there were parents that were right by the Skechers. If you're familiar with the mall, Skechers is right by where Target is if you walk the opposite direction. It kind of reminds me of Roosevelt Field Mall in a way, but it's a little bit smaller in a sense because there's no second floor. And if you want more floors, there's more of them, I think, in Macy's, JCPenney, and Barnes & Noble, I think. See, Target's just one simple setup. That's the good thing about it. No 2 floors, unlike Queen Center Mall has. But just keep in mind, don't leave your kids alone in that mall because it's a big mall. They could get easily lost. And thankfully, again, I found the kids' parents, which my mom's like, you shouldn't get involved. You shouldn't get involved. I'm telling my mom, well, where's the mall security? This is a big mall. This mall is, an easy target for MS-13 or ISIS, just randomly mentioning that. But yeah, I was kind of worried because, I honestly want to see more security guards in malls these days, just to feel safe at least. And I'll quickly mention this. If you go to Norfolk now, where I work, they actually arm the security guards, which I was actually in favor of. I was talking about this with my employees for years. I was telling them, well, it's ridiculous. What if somebody starts opening fire and they can't fire back? And I actually know one of the security guards very well. I'm not going to say his name because, again, everybody has the right to privacy, of course. That's how YouTube code of conduct is. But he mentioned it to me that they were going to do it a few months ago, and I was like, good. With all these trigger-happy people these days, you got to be careful. And just like the mall, I was worried that those kids could have gotten into bigger trouble. So it's a big mall. If they get lost in the Dover Mall, the Dover Mall is kind of small. But if they end up going to, let's say, Macy's, Macy's is only one floor. Macy's is only one floor in the Dover Mall. Now I remember. Right. Macy's is only one floor. But in Christiana, it's 2 floors. Now I remember. So go to Target, end discussion. Wednesday, I just stay around. I shop around Dover. I don't go to the mall. I end up going to Best Buy to purchase some things I'm not going to get into. It's not for the YouTube channel. It's for my own personal thing. But yeah. Quick thing I want to mention. Thursday was a headache going into New Jersey because me and my folks were stuck on the Cross Bronx for an hour. It was a headache dealing with the Cross Bronx Expressway. And I'm still annoyed how the trucks can end up in the left lane. I'm still annoyed about that. The thing is, they can't really enforce it. That's the problem. The only thing I can recommend to Polly Trottenberg is if they could put more cameras on the Cross Bronx Expressway. I think that's the only way they can enforce the no trucks in the left lane law in New York City. Because the thing is, the Cross Bronx Expressway doesn't have a shoulder, which I kind of have a problem with that. That's sort of unsafe. I noticed that. It was like, wait a minute, this is the same thing on the Belt Parkway. There's no shoulder. The same thing on the Cross Bronx. So what DOT can do overnight is between 12 a.m. to, let's say, 6 a.m. when there's honestly nobody even traveling on the Cross Bronx that much, just put the cameras. And if any trucks are in the lanes, just take a photo of the license plate and mail it to, I don't know, their supervisor or whoever their employer is, because honestly, they're breaking the law. I mean, I get the whole point that, trucks have to be in the left lane to get on the upper level of the George Washington Bridge, but we were right by the Sheridan Expressway. And my dad was so annoyed. He had to veer onto the left lane, and thankfully Matt Camper sort of saved the day, making my trip a little bit easier. And I think, honestly, watching his Periscope stream from the Merrick train station when I was just about to pass the Major Deacon Expressway, I think that honestly got me down. You think about it, I'm calm about it now. I'm very calm about it now. And I went to the Park West Diner, if you saw my Instagram. It's right by the Yogi Berra Museum, so if you're going to the Yogi Berra Museum and you're on 46 in Little Falls, I highly recommend it. And more importantly, if you want to go out of your way from, let's say, the New Jersey Turnpike or the Garden State Parkway, you go on Route 3 going east, and then once you pass the Garden State Parkway, you're going to pass another diner called TikTok. They only specialize in sandwiches. This diner specializes more in main courses. So you're going to go through Clifford. I forget the name of the town, but stay on 3, emerge in the 46, and the diner will be on the right. There's another exit you can take from the Garden State Parkway if you're coming, let's say, southbound, I think. I'm not going to get into it, but I got to talk to you about a story with regards to the yeah, it was definitely on Tuesday. Now I remember. So, this was Tuesday. So me and my folks take a trip to the Boscov's and Christiana before we go to the mall. That's normally our tradition lately. So we hit that first. And we get back to Dover, and my parents are having an argument about they left something behind. They have a whole argument in the car for like 30 minutes. It was around 11:30, and we didn't get back into our hotel room. No, I remember now. The clock in the truck said 11:21. And the ironic thing is, we didn't go back upstairs to our hotel room till 11:50. 11:50. Because they were so annoyed. Oh, you left it. No. I'm not going to get into the whole argument point, but you would have not liked to see my parents in that situation. But yeah, it took a half hour, but Wednesday was good. Things got accomplished. And Thursday, we had to go back and grab the items. Thankfully, again, we had the receipts. I went to Ponzio's. I got a leftover. Ponzio's is on Route 70 in Cherry Hill. If you want exact directions to the diner, you can take 295, get off on exit 34B, and the diner will be on the left. But up ahead on 70 past Kings Highway, which is 134, there's a point where you can make a U-turn. You can make a U-turn, and you're right there. If you're coming from the New Jersey Turnpike, you're going to take exit 4, and you're going to look for the exit for the Tacoma Bridge, which I think that's east. I'm not too sure, because west is Atlantic City. That cuts into 42, which is the Atlantic City Expressway. So, yeah, I have leftovers. I'm going to enjoy them today, which I'm looking forward to enjoying them. In fact, FYI, I bought a black and white cookie that's prepackaged. I might eat that today because, honestly, I have not had a black and white cookie in a week. They did have them at Ponzio's, but yeah. And I got back to New York at 9 o'clock. I spent 2 hours working on the server changes videos, and that's where I am today. So that's how my trip ended. I'm glad I didn't talk about it on Monday, because Monday is going to be a headache going back to work, and of course walking to 7-Eleven and McDonald's in the rain, and I'm not looking forward to that. But how am I supposed to get lunch? How am I supposed to get lunch, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Right, wrong. Yeah, so anyhow, let's talk about the agenda, shall we? How's Andy's schedule looking for what the next couple of weeks is going to entail? Well, the thing is, I have to go to work Monday and Tuesday because I have my obligations to Osnum and, of course, Northwell Health, where I work at. Wednesday, I'm thinking I might take a trip into the city, even though it might rain, but I don't think that'll be a problem. Like, if I get to Penn Station early, like 1:30, if it really starts raining, I'm like, absolutely not. I'm taking the 122 flyer to Babylon. That train normally stops in Jamaica, but I'm thinking, bleep it, I'll just wait for the 211 eastbound train to Long Beach that does not stop in Woodside, Kew Gardens, Forest Hills. So I'm like, bleep it, I'm not going to take it. I'd rather be home around 3 o'clock as a precaution, so that way my mom and dad don't freak out I'm in the rain. I have it all planned out. No filming this week unless there's a breakdown. That's the usual agenda. I was originally supposed to see John from Pine Power LI on Tuesday just to meet up with him in Hicksville, but we're working on moving that to next Wednesday, August 1st, because, again, I don't want to be out in Hicksville if it starts raining. And I saw what happened with John's video, I think last week when I was in Delaware, he did a little bit, like he didn't, again, remember, John doesn't do in-depth coverage of it anymore, but he did show on his YouTube channel the environmental aspect of it now, like climate-wise in terms of the weather. So the thing is, I don't want to be stuck at Hicksville if it starts raining and then all of a sudden it starts flooding on top of the platform. Even though it's elevated, that sort of scared me when I saw that. So I'm like, no, I don't want to be there where, hello, I can be sheltered in Penn Station for a half hour if it starts pouring. And, I have plans to walk to the Best Buy on 5th Avenue and 44th Street because I forgot to get one more item, but this item's on sale, which I'm not going to get into, but I could just walk to Grand Central and be like, well, fine, I'll just take the 42nd Street shuttle to Times Square, and I'll just transfer for the 1, 2, or 3 train and go to Penn. I get there early, fine. I don't care. I'll wait the half hour. I'd rather be in the West End being dry than, being screwed. Oh, wait, I forgot I have a problem. The thing is, I have to be in front of the train. So I may have to end up going to the 7th Avenue area instead. That stinks. But how would I get to the stairwell, right? But yeah, I'm trying to see if I could see John next Wednesday in Hicksville. I'm hoping the weather will play itself out because I mentioned this to my supervisor at Long Island Jewish that I would rather be at work on Tuesdays and Thursdays because Thursdays, of course, I have lunch with very important people in the hospital I'm not going to get into. And if I don't have lunch with them, they kind of get mad at me. So there's that. Wednesday, I think, is just easier. It's a hump. It's the middle of the week. I can do whatever I want pretty much. That's why I'm trying to do that because I don't know. Like, I could get out of a Tuesday. It would just have to be if Matt Camper was taking the train with me. If he's going to Penn and I, of course, have to go to Jamaica to transfer for the Q30, Q31 bus. So I will discuss seeing John privately next week. I'm not going to say how do I contact him. I always contact him. Don't worry. But yeah, when it gets closer to the 1st, I will remind him again. He did tell me when I got back to New York yesterday that he should be free to meet up with me in Hicksville just as long as I take the 11:21 train from New Hyde Park next week. So that should be my agenda. I don't really have that much content planned that much other than Andy plays and maybe some weather updates because we do have to talk about the rain coming in a little bit. If John's doing his updates, I may do my weather update because, again, it's going to rain this weekend, and the worst is Monday here in New York. So, yeah. That's going to have to be our agenda pretty much. I'm going to be honest with everybody. That's all I do have planned at the moment. Oh, right. The Yankees pitching. Who are the Yankees going to acquire? I'm actually doing research on it right now as we speak. I wanted to have a discussion with JJ, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to bother John Jastrzemski about it. Yeah, John Jastrzemski's on, which I got to get going soon because I honestly want to listen to him before Francesa comes on at 3 o'clock today. I will mention this. Yesterday, if you missed it, him and Evan Roberts had a very funny discussion about the DH rule, which I actually happen to agree with JJ on it because, remember, I'm a Yankee fan, and I'm still annoyed how Masahiro Tanaka had a quad strain running from third base at Citi Field. Thank goodness Tanaka's pitching on Sunday. It Met fans, you better enjoy DeGrom and Syndergaard being on your team now because they are going to get traded. Danny Alderson's an idiot if he doesn't get prospects back for them. That's all I'm going to mention. Now, before I go, I did want to talk about the Chinese buffet I went to in Ocean City about 3 weeks ago, before I wrap it all up. I also wanted to mention Matt Camper for a few minutes. This is the place, I'm pretty sure my mom was mentioning it to me. Let me just double check it on Street View. So I don't want to be wrong about it. Hope this is the right place. Yeah, I think it's called Shanghai Buffet. I think this is the name of the place. Yeah, this is it. Shanghai Buffet. So if you really want a good Chinese experience, and remember, you're going to get it better here than that bad place in Rehoboth Beach. Shanghai Buffet. Coastal Highway in Ocean City. I know there's sales tax, but trust me, it's worth it. You know what? Let me check the comments. Oh, Rob, check my service changes video. I go more in depth about that. This video really isn't meant for that purpose. I will mention it. If you've not watched my service changes video, please do so, because Robert was asking me if there was any problems on the 7 tomorrow. I'll just quickly mention it. There's no eastbound service between 74th Street Broadway to Willets Point due to signal modernization. So if you need service between those stations, just go to Willets Point or Flushing Main Street, which, honestly, to be honest with you, Rob, I'd rather go to Flushing Main Street because there's more trains that leave westbound to Hudson Yards. So that's what I would do in your situation. As far as the 7, I think some parts of it are going to be running on the E. But again, you can look at my video. I go more in depth about that. Okay, so here are some private Matt Camper text messages I have to read to you on the air. First up, Matt Camper will be live on his Periscope at Matt Camper 1994, live from the Merrick train station at 4:25 this afternoon, because believe it or not, he's going to the Yankee Met game tonight, which I'm a little bit jealous. The only thing I would like to ask him is he going to Yankees Fan Fest on Sunday? Because honestly, I would love to go to that, but the problem is, remember, I have to go to work on Monday. And I have to be at Long Island Jewish on Tuesday. So, yeah, right. I'm being in Austin Monday and then Long Island Jewish Tuesday. Right, because Wednesday I'm going to the city. That I definitely am confirmed with. Okay. Ooh, this is interesting, folks. Matt Campa's going to be in Syracuse from August 17th to 29th for a convention. So, he's not going to be able to do any videos. Well, Matt, here's my problem. The 17th, I'm actually, well, the thing is, Matt, the good news is I could do my SummerSlam predictions on Friday from Ocean City. Because the good news is, my parents said, even if we leave late, it's only an hour and a half trip from Ocean City back to the hotel we stayed at in Dover. We should be leaving late because the thing is, it's my dad's theory that if we leave late, then we have a good rest of the trip, which we've done that before. And actually, it's led us to good luck, to be honest. I'll quickly mention 2 things. I didn't go to the Stargate Diner because my mom was mentioning that we didn't want to have leftovers and we would rather eat them in our condo in Ocean City, number 1. And number 2, I couldn't go to Sears. I couldn't go to Sears in, unfortunately, Dover. I know it stinks. That's what happens when your parents put a different agenda on you. That was where I was supposed to go on Wednesday, but that didn't happen. But I did speak to my friend Matthew Clendenin, and he did mention that he does want to collaborate with me on a video regarding the changing retail landscape around Long Island and Queens. We were supposed to do a segment in the Sears doing a tour segment, and then we were going to have a viewer segment where me and Matt talk about, honestly, what's been going on We're going to talk about Movie World Douglaston closing, our memories, and Toys R Us and Macy's closing in Douglaston as well. We were supposed to do a segment, but that's going to have to be put on hold until September. That's what Matthew told me. So we're working on that, everyone. It should be coming in September or October. But no matter what, we're going to definitely get a Sears on this channel. We're definitely going to get a Sears tour on this channel. We're working on that. We are working on that. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up because honestly, I have nothing else to say with regard to that. Also, I have an announcement. I found out I could publicize 3 YouTube poops I did a long time ago. Keep in mind they're only meant for people over the age of 18. So if you're under that, please don't watch those YouTube poops. But yeah, apparently since they're parody videos of Mike Francesa, I'm allowed to actually keep those YouTube poops, believe it or not. But unfortunately, the old clips of Francesa, once again, due to Entercom threatening a lawsuit against me, I am not allowed to publicize those videos. Remember, everyone, RN currently is dealing with his legal process with Entercom, which honestly, Entercom is going to win their battle. But yeah, I cannot publicize those clips. But I did find out from Entercom that I am allowed to post my own content to my channel, so I'm not worried about that. They told me as long as it's my voice that's calling, or the only exception I made was for CJ and Mount Holly, because I did mention to everybody that he's a well-known caller, and it would just be a shame if Entercom was like, well, you can't keep that, you better edit that out. No, I'm allowed to keep that video up according to them, so that's good news. Let's see what else I got. Oh, right. I forgot, Matt. You and your friend are going to Hicksville on Sunday. I forgot. And you are going to Syracuse on the 17th, which again, Matt, I can do a video from Ocean City because, again, my dad says I'm leaving Ocean City late on Friday. That's what my dad told me. We just don't know what time we're leaving yet. That's the problem. That's the only cause of concern me and my parents were talking about. But I'll ask him one question privately. So as I end this. Oh, right, Matt. You can't go to the Fan Fest, right? If you're going to Hicksville, you can't go to the Bronx to the Fan Fest, right? I completely forgot. Okay, now I understand. Okay, now I figured it out. So I'm going to wrap this one up because, honestly, I've been talking for too much, and I have so much I got to catch up on today. So that about wraps it up. Thank you for watching. Always means a lot to any loyal viewers who watch live or watch on replay. More exciting content's coming. So stay tuned for the exciting content. So the next one, everyone, take care.